Hi everybody, welcome. We're outside today in the elements, so hopefully it stays peaceful, but I don't know. I hear my neighbors coming out right now, so if they come out and it's loud, I'll have to go inside. How is everybody? Oh, don't ask me what I'm doing. Sorry, hold on. I always flip the camera when I try to pin my info. But yeah, how's everybody? How was your weekend? Yesterday, I was just integrating all the energies from the global meditation. So I didn't pop on, but I needed it because last week I think I did 3, maybe 4 really late night lives, and so my body just needed to rest. And today I thought, okay, I'm not going to wait until late. I'll go live during the day, which has been really nice. So hopefully it all flows and works out, and I have signal on the patio, so we're good. So I'm Amy. If you haven't met me before or been on a live, welcome to Raise the Vibe Tribe Live. And I'm currently in Texas. And where's everybody? Oh, there we go, California. Let's see what else is. Hi, Root. Hey, hi, girl. Hello. So if you haven't met me, my background is in nursing, and I transitioned into more spiritual side of helping people. So I do energy readings, energy therapy, and past life regressions. And what else do I do? Oh, and I channel the Council of Light. So hi. Oh, Los Angeles Paradise. Yes, for sure, Maui Mama. So Qatar, hi. Hey, India. Hi, Washington State. Hello. Hi, Israel. Hi. Hey, France. Hi, everybody. Oh, New York, Iran, Seattle. Oh, am I going to say this right? Mazadaran, Philadelphia, Louisville, South Africa. It's so nice to see you guys. So we're going through a shift still, right? And so I just wondered how everybody's doing. As I mentioned, for myself, I've just been sleeping a little bit more. I've had to stay off electronics a little bit more, so I wanted to get one of our past lives up on YouTube, but it might take a day or two. I just need a detox from the computer screen and drinking a lot of water and spending time outside. So this morning I was a guest on a podcast, which will probably come out in a couple of days maybe. And one of the questions was, how do we regulate our energy and keep ourselves healthy, with everything that's going on right now? And so at the basic level, they were mentioning spending more time outside because there's so much energetic interaction between us and the elements at a minimal level. So between us and the environment, and then also, of course, if it's daylight, the sun, you get the light from the sun, and then in the evening you have the stars. So I thought, well, I'll come outside today and just pop on. So some of you are saying old emotions are surfacing. Let's see. And really energized since the meditation. Hey Mel, hi. Hi everybody. Yes, so my energy was I was just so energized, but my body was exhausted, and I don't even know how else to share or explain it, but I had to make myself go to sleep, and then I slept for 11 hours last night, which is not like me at all, but I just really my physical body needed that. So if you guys are experiencing that, please know that it's pretty common when you have energetic fluctuations, and there's so much happening right now. So a lot of us are also feeling the vibration of others. And if you haven't joined one of our past if you haven't joined one of our past meditations, there's some up on Instagram TV and on YouTube, which is youtube.com/my name. I pinned it at the bottom, Amy Sikarskie. But the benefit, or one of the experiences with doing these meditations, is that you're going to be able to clear out energies, and particularly those that aren't your own, so you can manage through your own stuff, right? So when we feel really emotional or have anxiety, it's kind of hard to know, is this mine or is it not? And meditating really helps. So then if it is yours, you can get clear on what's going on and help clear that out. And there's a lot of ways to clear things out. So meditation will give you insights. You can also do sound therapy, exercise is great, and journaling helps. And one thing I've noticed with meditation and journaling since we're kind of in our own space right now, and you could do a remote energy session and this could bring it through, but one of the things I've noticed with meditation and journaling is past life stuff can come up. And so that provides a really safe, quiet space for you to process those emotions or fears or traumas, anything from the past life. And you might say, well, how do I know if it's this life or not? And for the most part, if it doesn't make sense, you're having a really heightened emotional experience or fear around something, or maybe you're feeling it in your physical body and it's come through as a dis-ease, then you might consider, hey, this could be past life. And with past life trauma, we don't always have to know what it is, but just acknowledging it and working through it and recognizing we're in a new reality, that will often help to clear it. And I like to work with Archangel Jeremiel for past life clearing. So let me go ahead and read some of your comments. I see it's really active and I'm a little bit behind, so let me read some comments. I hope you guys are doing really, really well and holding, how do I want to say it, like a balanced space throughout all of this roller coaster of energies that are going. Root says you're feeling electricity all over your body and it feels weird. That's typically in energy and meditation sessions, that's a sign of new light frequencies coming in. So it might be that you've connected in with a new stream of consciousness that, it's not just energetic in the sense that, oh, I can feel it on my body, but it goes through all the levels of the auric field and into the physical realm and into the physical body. So, and then Shefali is saying they've been sleeping more. Yeah, so the sleep helps to integrate all of that. Okay. Aw, you're clearing and feeling a little under the weather, Elaine, but feeling so positive and grateful. Yes, so being compassionate with yourself and just allowing that space for you to clear and heal is really lovely. And of course, whenever we're going through stuff like this, there's so much that can come up and it can flow through in a physical release, which often feels like fatigue or a cold or, something like this. And that possibly could be what many of you are experiencing right now. Let's see. Hi guys, I'm just seeing all of your positive messages. Can I explain meditation more? There are a lot of forms of meditation, so I would say kind of look it up afterwards, but at the basic level, you focus on your breath so you can calm and go within, and then the meditation brings your mind to a calm space, so it'll bring you out of that beta level into theta, and that's where a lot of deep level healing can take place and awareness can happen, or just going into like this void is what I call it, where you're just there and time is very elusive. So when you come out of these meditations, it might feel like it was 10 minutes where it was an hour, or it might feel like an hour where it was 10 minutes. So I'm going to talk a little bit louder, but of course my neighbors are working in their yard now. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, I hope everybody is having an amazing day. Thank you for that. Boncheesy, I feel downloads coming in while my body's sleeping. I don't remember anything when I wake up, and that's okay. That happens to me too. In fact, I had a really a particular point in my sleep last night. It was very active and I could feel my body adjusting to the new frequencies, and I don't remember everything. I remember some of it. So when we sleep or meditate and we go into an altered realm or state of consciousness, it takes a lot of practice to make ourselves remember when we're in that space, to remember so we can bring it back into this life, this dimension, this reality. So it's okay, the work is still taking place. And I cannot believe that they're starting this right now out of all the days. So if you can't hear me, just let me know, but I'll try and speak more loud. Let's see, I'll try and speak louder. Yes, nature's awesome. Oh, yes, Lo. Okay, so you're saying, I swear the other night you did energy work on the group. I think so. So, and I think I mentioned in it, whoever was open to receiving. So in the meditation, I felt I was more holding the space, and I didn't myself go into the meditation until you saw me at the end. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm feeling all this. I might start to cry. But afterwards I meditated and it was so powerful. It was so beyond. And I know we hit over 1 million, and I had a lot of you message me. So thank you so much that you were also getting messages that at a community level, you know, across the world, we hit over 1 million. And then also, oh, I'm seeing there's a bug. Also with the Schumann resonance, we really registered. So I shared that in the stories. Hopefully it's still up. It might have expired. But yeah, so there was a lot of work. I kept seeing for everybody. I think the theme right now in the meditation and also the past 2 weeks was the heart and the throat. Really, really a lot of focus there. So, T Smiley, if I try to resist the change everyone has experienced, I feel anxious. If I surrender, I feel lighter and happier, even though it's overwhelming. Yes, absolutely. So, that's been my experience as well. Just being present in each moment and notating or sensing when I feel a shift. So, I think it's up on YouTube, and the next one will be soon, but we spoke earlier last week about the quantum realities and the Akashic record clearing, and we can feel that, and you guys are feeling it, but maybe you don't understand, or maybe you don't know or have a word for it. But I tuned in with my team and I was like, what was that? Is that what that was, you know, is that what was happening? And they said yes, that we were quantum jumping. So we're switching our consciousness, we're switching our reality, and we're all leveling up into this new space. And a lot of the, I would say the theme or the topic of the podcast that I was interviewed for this morning was about that. And when I say I was interviewed, it wasn't me, it was the Council of Light. So it was a channeled podcast, and that'll be out in a few days, and I'll announce it probably on YouTube. So YouTube is / Amy Sikarskie. But it was really nice to see a broad understanding of where we've been, where we were even just a couple weeks ago, and where we're heading now. So let's see. Parl Vegan, I struggle meditating when I'm not alone. How can I begin to meditate when you're alone at home and spiritually? Well, it's Mimi's turn, so all last week, we have 4 fur babies, and it's her turn. All last week, everybody else got in on the video. Well, you know what I liked, what helped me, I love to do group meditations, and I love to do guided meditations, and that just helps me, because once you train your body, or once you start to feel what it feels like and get comfortable, then it's easier, in my experience, to go into the meditation when it's just you. And for me, it feels like when I do a cartwheel. When I was younger, I really wanted to know how to do a cartwheel. We didn't have money, so I wasn't allowed to take, you know, tumbling or gymnastics lessons, so I had to teach myself. And I just watched people, and in my mind, I understood, like, that's how you do a cartwheel. But it wasn't until I actually got it that I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. So that's kind of like meditation. People can share their experience and the techniques to get you there, but it's almost like you just have to first have that experience, and then you'll be able to pop back into it quite a bit easier. And it's starting to rain. Well, I love the rain, so I'll just sit here until if it gets really bad, I'll have to go in. But yeah, so, and spiritually speaking, you know, meditation supports us and it helps us spiritually, but also physically and mentally in every way. So I wouldn't define myself as being spiritual or not based upon meditation. There are other aspects to spirituality, and we're all spiritual in nature anyways. So here's my other dog. So yeah, just continue with it, and also finding what I'm getting for you and a message for everyone, which I'm really happy we're all on right now, is community. Community is so important, and even now it's like there's really no excuse. And this is a message for me too, you know, because I don't know, I have a hard time getting out of my house. So by the time I get out of my house and get somewhere, then my mood has shifted. So I like to do a lot of stuff online, and now since everybody is, you know, for the most part quarantined, or we're in our home, then we can all connect online. So community is really important. And when you're meeting others and you're in a community space, just go with, you know, be really gentle with yourself, be really conscious of the vibration. And if you're feeling that, you know, if you're really feeling that connection in that group, then stay with it. But if anything feels off, just pop out of it. So I'm really sensitive to energy, and I just like to share that with people. Just be really true to your vibration and true to you, and you know, you'll find your right group. You'll find your group. So let's see, let me look down to some new questions. If peace, thanks for your opinion on everything. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else. How are you feeling? I'm great. Aw, thanks, Nassar. Hey. Yeah, we must be careful of the internet poisoning synchronicities, though. Good point. You know what? I really appreciate you bringing that up. I had a friend who was, you know, she's a little bit older generation, and the internet and everything, she wasn't quite aware of how it works, and so she kept feeling that there were all these synchronicities, and I'm like, no, girl, they're tracking you. You need to clear your cache. So don't look to all of the validations and the synchronicities to be online, especially apps and, you know, Google and all these things that track you. So, but I see a lot of synchronicities based in conversations with friends, and, you know, when I'm checking out, what is the total on my receipt, and when I'm driving, I see numbers on license plates, stuff like that, but mostly through messages and books that are either I just find, I stumble upon, or somebody recommends it to me. So thanks for that, yeah, bringing that up. Let's see. I'm just catching up with some of your comments here. So let's see. Yes, we can all know Christ and meditate. Absolutely. Christ is not defined to religion or one particular religion. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, we don't need to start, you know, causing tension between everybody. You all flow in your own path, right? So I'm not here to force my experience or opinion on anybody, and I think it's great if everybody else can respect everybody else's path, because there's all these beautiful paths that can lead us to what is perfect for us. And I feel like also collectively it leads us all to the same place. So thank you for sharing that. Hi Natalie. All right, let me scroll back up and look at some other comments. Let's see. Aww. I felt the energy so high when you were meditating on the 4/4/20 at 10:45. It was powerful because there were so many of us that really know who we are and understand the light and bringing that in. And there were so many that are just waking up, connecting with. So it was quite the meditation, and I want to do more meditation, so I'll probably be popping on. Obviously now is not the best with all this going in the background. So I'll probably be popping back on, and if you guys want to put notifications on for the lives, that would be great. Then you can join us. I don't typically go on a schedule. I just go with the energy and how things are feeling, and then I'll pop on. But yeah, so that could be a good way, or you'll always be able to see it in the replay. And this meditation that we did the other day was so beautiful. One thing I want to share is that we're all in a different space. So some of us are aware of certain avenues or aspects or things that are going on, and others are just waking up to them. And so it's really nice and lovely for us to be compassionate and kind to those that are in their different places of awakening. So I like to come on to the lives, you know, and help everybody and just be here, so that if you do have questions about the shift, and I've shared so much recently, but let's see what else is going on right here. If you're having really dark thoughts, I would, you know, there's a lot of resources that could help you. So a therapist, meaning like a traditional therapist, and somebody also that could help you clear those thoughts. They might be probably belong to somebody else, or different energies around. So breath work and clearing is really, really powerful, but I would also look to a professional that you can work with one-on-one. So, yeah. What time are the meditations? I don't even have a day planned yet, friend. It's just, I'll just pop on. But if you aren't there, then you can go ahead and tune into them on the replays. And right now there's 2 meditations on Instagram Live, and then there's maybe 2 on YouTube. And then also, if you see, I pinned at the bottom Spirit School Magic. So that Instagram account, you can click onto their account, and then that's our website, where there's there's maybe 1 or 2 free meditations with the school, and then there's another one that's available for purchase. But I'll be putting more free content up, just as I need to pace myself, like I mentioned earlier. So let's see. Oh gosh, there's so many good questions. All right, let me flow back a little bit. Just a little bit about the different realms. So many of us are starting to sense and become aware of the different realms. And Earth, you could even think of, sorry, I have a animal fuzzy on me. Earth you can even think of is our own realm of consciousness, but there are different realms and different dimensions or frequency bands, and the fairies are a part of that. And so they're also very close with the elemental kingdom. And so many of you, as your light body is activating and you're feeling the shift, then your clair gifts will strengthen and you might start to feel the vibration. For some, they'll see things, but others, it just feels really peaceful. And if you want to develop more of a connection with the fairy realm, then just going out in nature can assist with that. Absolutely. And then also, there's a question here, quantum leaping. Quantum leaping is when the energy shifts and you change not only your awareness or your intention, but your vibration will jump up into a different timeline. And so recently let me back this up. Like ever since 2012, it's been becoming more and more accessible to us to make those conscious desires and choices and ground it into this physical reality. And you'll know that when you see more manifesting happening or synchronicities, maybe you have something come up in conversation or you're just thinking about it, and then the next day or the next hour, that information flows to you from an outside source, or something is manifested like a physical object or an opportunity. So flowing through from 2012 to now, it's just becoming more and more apparent. And with anything, the more that you are open to the possibilities and flow with it and acknowledge it, then it allows for it to strengthen and more of those opportunities to happen. So I just start with everything by observing, and I just kind of observe, and I'm really neutral. And then if I find something that I enjoy, I'll put more energy into it. So it's kind of about flowing and not forcing, if that makes sense. So one second, here we go. Okay, so all right, so flowing and not forcing, if that makes sense. But if you do hypnosis or meditation and you pop into these different realms of reality and past lives, and one of the past life regressionists, Mira Kelly, I don't know if it was in her book, but I went to see her speak, and she was talking a lot about this, probably back in 2015. So there are a lot of authors out there that share this information, and basically to flow into these different stages, your heart space would be activated, your energetic intentions would be in alignment with the energy frequency. So if you're pushing something and you're trying to create a shift, but your energy is not quite there, then the chances that it will be successful are pretty slim. So that's why aligning energetically and frequently is actually a little bit more important in my experience than what you would vocally speak out. So for me, it's a combination of my thought and my heart, and then the energy around. So hopefully that helps. But right now you'll know it, because even if you start to feel a certain emotion, you can pop up out of that, and then you've already switched timelines. And the more that you can stay in a space of this vibrational frequency, then that will become more and more a part of your awareness and your reality. So yeah, let it flow naturally, right? You can't really push and force these things, but there is something to be said for all of our capacities. So for our mental body and being aware and thinking about things, and then our energetic and our emotional states are really important as well. So hopefully that helps. I know it's one of those things when you feel it, now you'll have an awareness like, oh, this is what's happening. But for me, it was an emotional energy that I felt, and I would feel the energy shifting, which you all probably have felt this week. And it was like within the course of 1 hour, I was in a certain vibration, and then I felt it flip and switch to a higher frequency. And that was kind of more, I was in tune with humanity, and that was probably on Wednesday or Thursday of last week. So there was a big shift in consciousness back then, for sure. Let's see. Thank you, Reba Morrow. Thank you. Okay, Miss Bynette. Sometimes especially with the 444 meditation, you see images flashing. What is that? A lot of times when it's an image like a scene out of a movie, then that can be a past life or a parallel dimension coming through. And so when you lift your frequency up, you become more connected with with the other realms. So the higher we go up in consciousness and energy, then there is no time, and that's when you can access other realms and portals and flow into past lives. And so that's what happens if I'm doing readings or healing work and I all of a sudden find myself in a client's past life. It's because I've lifted my frequency and I kind of go through this portal and then we're there. The beautiful thing is once you start seeing images, it's already starting to clear. And after you see images, it might already start that then you're going to find yourself flowing into these new portals of reality. And in those portals of reality, when you land, it's how I call it, when you're there, you can rewrite time in a way. You can heal at the source, the cause. You can heal what's going on energetically so then it doesn't follow you into this lifetime and through other dimensions and parallel lifetimes, because it's all quantum. So the higher you get in frequency, you can reset realities, and that's probably a part of what was happening if you're seeing images. But also if you start seeing light and flashing, that can be your guides coming through, or just you seeing the healing and clearing frequency. Another thing that I've seen before is where you look and it kind of looks like there's a rip in the reality. You can literally see like a rip with light shining through. That's happened. Or when you look in front of you and it looks like it's energy, right? So it's a dimension, but it looks like a ripple, and you can see a ripple. And so I've had that experience as well. So at a basic level, your frequency is clearing, it's lifting up, because hold on one second. So just need to take care of a few things right there. So energy is clearing in the process, and in that process of clearing, as you release, you become stronger, and also you lift your frequency up. So hopefully that makes sense. Oh, you saw a geometric light all over your roof. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. I was seeing that in the 444 meditation as well. And at the end, I specifically shared Archangel Metatron and his grid that was over and brought that to everybody's awareness. So yeah. How do I know if a birth wound has a past life lesson to learn from a healing leg wound? That's really, I would go to a hypnotherapist perhaps, and go back to the source. So in past life regression, you go all the way through significant memories in this lifetime, and then if you can't get to the past life, then you'll know it's all about this life. But sometimes you can get to the space before you come into the physical body, so the spirit realm, and at that moment you'll be able to know if that's something you were already carrying with you. So your regressionist should be able to help you work through that, or you can pre-record a guided meditation and speak to yourself and listen to it, or go into meditation and flow into that reality. So you can also, so was it Dr. Newton? It might have been Dr. Michael Newton, I think it was, or Dr. Brian Weiss, and how they even discovered past lives was they asked their client just to go back to the source. So you can also just go back to the source. So that could be part of, that could actually probably be a shortcut. So go into meditation and just be asked to show them the source and see what you see. Okay, spiritual healing 111. How do we protect ourselves when we are sleeping? That's a really good question that you're bringing up. So typically when I sleep, I don't have any disruptions, and I'm fine now, but earlier, like 2 weeks ago, I was having a lot of energies, and by that I mean spirits coming into my dream state, coming into my home, and I woke up and had to clear the house and all of this. So right now, while the frequency is very, hold on, I'm getting all these notifications. Right now, while the frequency is flushing out other energies and it's kind of discombobulated, there's a lot of movement. Many who are sensitive will start to feel disruptions in their sleep time. So before you go to sleep, you can do a form of meditation or energy work where you put a boundary up over your house. So you put up a sacred geometrical grid. Calling in Archangel Metatron really helps. Even, we're so strong with our intentions, so filling with light and then putting that light out into your space will really help. So just doing a meditation to fill with light. I just want to put my hair clip in. I can't find it, so I'm going to get another one. But that really helps. And then if you do want to work with interdimensional beings like the totems or the other realms, the dragons do an amazing job of protecting while we're sleeping. And so you all might have seen my other live where I talked about the dragon realms, but it's not like I ever was really interested in all of that mythology or mythical creatures or video games or movies like that. I never really gave two F's about it at all. Actually, it's so weird. So then when the Dragon Kingdom started coming into my reality, it was really amazing and quite an exceptional experience for me, because I had no idea what they were even about, and it was just so full of love. And this happened around 2012, 2014, and that time frame, those 2 years where they really started flowing through. And then as the energy therapist at that time, I was taking clients in a personal space, so like in person in my office, and I started seeing the dragon energy come in with fire, and it would always clear the room after. So they do a great job at clearing energies and entities out of your space. So tune in with the dragon realm if you like, but archangels are powerful, and also don't discount your own frequency. So we're really, really powerful too. It's just that we've forgotten, many of us, and we're remembering. So the more you can regulate your field, and also with your intention, then you'll be able to work more in bringing in the light and putting up a boundary and a shield. So another thing that could be beneficial just on a basic daily practice, and somebody even messaged me the other day. So, and I used to do this all the time, I would just play high vibrational music, whatever that means to you. I would play like chants, mantras, that sort of thing. I loved it. And then I would play it in the background, and I used to play prayers. I had this the CD, this is way back when CDs were the thing. It was like Sacred World Chants or something, and it had all these beautiful mantras and prayers from different religions and across the world and different languages, and it was just so beautiful. I didn't even know what the words meant, but I loved the vibe of it, and I would play it all the time. Even when I wasn't home, you can turn it down low. So sound and spoken word has a frequency, and that can really, really clear your space. So you can do something sort of like that if you'd like. Oh, somebody's mentioning Ben Carroll sound healing. Yeah, I just recently discovered his work within the past year, and it's really magical and powerful. The other one that has a different vibe completely, and at first I was a little like, whoa, I don't really know, but Tom Kenyon and the Hathors, his work's awesome. So I don't even know when or how, but decades ago I found Tom Kenyon, and then I found the Hathors afterwards, and his music is all channeled tones from the Hathors, which are really powerful, but I think the only place to get the music is you have to buy the book, and that's what I did. And so that's really, it's otherworldly, but it's a different vibration, and for me it kind of grounds me a little bit more. So it's definitely like a different vibration and realm, but it's pure, and I think that's what's important, is it's pure. And so like all of us have our own frequency, but you know, when we're pure, it's more powerful rather than having a lot of energies mixed in there. So his is really pure, and that one's really beautiful. Aww. What is that, Minty? There's an album on Spotify called The Prayer Circle. Oh, I'll have to look it up. That sounds beautiful. Yeah, I also really found is it Beautiful Chorus? Do y'all know them? They're here on Instagram, but I found them recently. Their stuff is out of this world. It's just so relaxing and peaceful, and I've been using that a lot the past few months just to clear if I feel anxiety. I love to listen to them. What is the book called? It's Tom Kenyon and the Hathors. I don't even know what, I think that might be the name, is the Hathors, you know what I'm saying? So, alright. We gave people enough. Yeah, I just had to clear something there, you know. It's kind of a bummer when I have to delete comments when I'm on the live, because it actually ends up blocking them and they can't join us in the future, but you know, chill out. So yeah, I just had to take care of that for a second. Any tips? If you're not as motivated as before, I would say don't even force it. Like right now, relax. There's a lot happening in integration. So Some days I have more energy than others. Other days I have to just relax and let myself, just be in that moment. There's a lot happening at a cellular level, so that might be what's happening. Now, after all of this so maybe in a month or so, if you're still not feeling motivated, get out in nature, start stretching. And you can do this now, but I just don't want you to, just don't judge yourself and feel that you're not in a space where you should be, because many of us will start to feel a little bit sleepy or a little bit unmotivated, and that's okay. It's a part of this integration. But in a few months from now, if you're still feeling that, then, I would take further steps. But just stretching, eating appropriately. I like to make lists and hold myself accountable and, go through the lists and check off on all of that, and find a project or something that really sings to your spirit, that really lifts you up, that you want to do. So a hobby or a project, and, talk with some friends or listen to some good music. Anything that lifts your vibe will help get you back where you want to be. But right now we're clearing and detoxing, and as a part of that, many of us are feeling the lower emotions as they release, and that can be part of it. Oh, it paused. It said I had a really bad connection. Am I back on now? Is it flowing okay? Hopefully. Keeps pausing. I'm sorry, guys. Let me flow back to some other questions. Did you guys get the book? I hope you got it. I can put it in stories after. I can go find it. It's on my bookshelf. Okay, thumbs up. Woohoo, I'm back. That was weird. I haven't moved at all. Hi, Brianna. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, so can I talk about the course? So I have a class that I've been working on for over a year. But I just, that's another thing where I can't get upset with myself. I have to flow, so life happens. But I traveled a lot internationally last year, and every place I went, I brought through a channeled message from the Council of Light. And I have a class based loosely on my book, Activating the Starseed, and also with a lot more information from them. And it's about finding your light, regulating your energy, setting your space, and many messages of community and coming together. It's for not just the Starseed, it's for light workers as well. And so if you're interested in it, you can message me right now. It's about 90% done, and I'm taking early registration, so if anybody wanted to start on it. But also, if you want to check out the book, then the book is on Kindle, so you could easily, start today or whatever. And the website, or let me see, I'm just gonna, at Starseed at Ascensions is my account, where there's a lot of channel messages, and you can even pop over there and start filling into it. But I wrote that book a few years ago, and it's kind of interesting to me. So as a part of the class, just a little backstory, as a part of the class, I'm doing an audible recording of the book that will be included. So I've been reading it. And when you channel, it's like you kind of forget because it just flows through you. And so as I'm reading it, it was almost as if some of that information was the first time I heard it. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is so pertinent to what's going on right now. So it's kind of nice that their messages are so full of support and light, and you'll find it on Activating the Starseed. Oh, okay. If you have a question, just put it in and I'll see if I see it. Oh, you did put it in. There we go. Now I see it. Are starseeds rare? Not really, and yes and no. It depends on your perspective. And so if you're a star being, you'll find that you're starting to meet more and more star beings, right? And that you have a similar vibration, or you kind of flow, your conversations flow a little bit easier, more similar vibration. But there's more starseeds coming on planet Earth. And today in the interview, in the podcast, they actually asked this question, like the percentage. And I think they were saying coming soon it will be 1 in 8, but the majority of the starseeds it's like starseeds and light worker, strong light energy beings. Most of them are the children right now. So as far as like in the adults, then they're probably less and fewer in between, but yes. So thanks for asking that question. But we all have a beautiful gift to bring through. So I really try and steer far away from labels, although I do use these terms because they're something that everybody understands and recognizes. So starseeds are, there's two aspects to a starseed. So star beings are spirits or beings whom did not have their first life on Earth, or Earth isn't their home planet, and they're here to help. And star beings are light workers, but there's also other light workers, many whom just associate themselves as humans, meaning this is their first incarnation as a spirit in a physical realm. And there's also a lot of beings here who come from the angelic frequencies, so the angelic realms, and they're incarnate. So they would also be considered light workers. Anybody can be a light worker. If you feel like you want to share light, if you want to shift, if you want to help hold the new codes and the frequencies, then you're a light worker, you know? So probably all of you on here are light workers. So, especially if you didn't get kicked off for being putting up crazy comments. So, but yeah, they're probably light workers too. I can't say, I don't know either way, but a lot of light workers tend to find each other, and then star beings do as well. And then with the star beings, there's actually, in many but not all, I've seen a code. It's an elixir, a little tiny seed that they bring in with them, and I've seen where it's all planned, like it was programmed, and that frequency that they brought in with their energetic signature has a activation code in it. So it's like a time capsule, and when the timing is right, it activates. And so that might be also part of activating the starseed. So it's there's multiple layers, and the more that you get into this, there's deeper layers and understanding. Every time the council speaks, there's different layers, so there's different audiences, and even now when I listen back or read back, I get something at a deeper level. So starseed, meaning star being, and then also there actually is a seed. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Aw, we found each other right here. Yes, we are all we're all in this together, and I love that we're connecting. Oh, Donnell, I have a preschooler. My animals are psycho. Okay, we're gonna have a barking fest for a minute. Somebody's going on a walk. Sorry. Like sometimes their barks are so intense, it just shocks my system. Let me see. You have a preschool, a 1 and 3 children entering, and you think they might be starseeds? Yeah, probably. Also, you know, for those of us who are aware and we're adults, and not always, but a lot of the kids come to those beings because they know their parents are in a higher frequency, and also because we've done so much work clearing ancestral trauma and codes from our DNA, then it makes it easier for the new beings to integrate, because they come into a new physical body that's higher in frequency, in the space their physical environment's higher in frequency, and children don't fully develop their chakra system until they're 8 years old, so they want a calming, relaxing space. And it's really, really beautiful to see the beings that come into families and why they pick these particular families. It's really lovely. So I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening for you, that your little ones probably are, you know, especially if you have that feeling, then that's a high probability. How do you know if you're a starseed? I'm a Pisces, so I've always felt all this world love. Am I really? That's so beautiful. Well, I feel like all of us, yes, all of us in a physical body, all of the physical human body part is, you know, apart from the stars, absolutely. But these starseeds that we're speaking of are spirits that wouldn't call Earth their home. So, like, for example, I found out because I started having flashes of past lives, and it didn't look like Earth. And then I had past life regressions, and all the pieces filled in. So some of that I share in my books. But meditation, and see who's working with you. So a lot of star beings will have, it wouldn't be like a traditional spirit guide working with them. And there are certain archangels like Metatron. He works a lot with the star beings. But also Raziel and Ariel. And again, I just feel really strongly to say, as you start working with these beings, it's really nice if you start working with them in your own space, rather than, how do I want to say it? Just be clean with your energy, right? So work with them in your own space and really get to know their frequency and who they are, and then you'll have your own understanding. And I didn't look up and really spend a lot of time on any of these terminology or angels. I went and I met them on my own, you know what I mean? So we share things online and we share things in books, and I'm sharing with you my experience to let you know that there's possibilities and just kind of inspire you. But my experience will be different than your experience. And so I'm all about sovereignty. My team and I are all about sovereignty and having our own truth and understanding of our own path and who our team is. So for me, it's really hard. I rarely tell people, oh, you're a starseed or you're not. It's not my preference. Sometimes in a session with clients, their teams will let them know. But you'll know through your meditation and just kind of start to see in your reality, you'll just start to wake up and see that you're a little bit different, and maybe new understandings will come to you. But star beings have a lot of similar qualities, so we're really sensitive to energy. Once we learn how to work with energy, we can move energy very quickly. So starseeds make really good healers, energy healers, and starseeds are really good readers, and a lot of them have a lot of scientific advanced knowledge and awareness, and the kids will be sitting in school and think, what you're teaching me isn't accurate, because our system, a lot of what they're teaching the kids is old information or misinformation, so they'll have an understanding about that. Somebody asked a question. I'm seeing clients remotely. I don't take any in-person clients right now, so if you want a session, I offer it by phone or Skype. As a starseed passed through genetics. Oh, the seed? Wow, that's a good question. I've never had that question. I've never even thought to ask that question. No, it's passed through light. And so when the seed's activated on Earth, then that new frequency emits out to everybody. That's how it's shared. They're saying being a star being, yes and no. Some star beings give physical birth to other star beings and others don't. Also, some star beings come into parents that are star beings and those that are not. So hopefully that helped. And I think somebody asked about my book. This is the name of the book that I'm talking about. But I also wrote this other one, Messages from the Councils. So Starseeded Ascensions, and there's Activating the Starseed and Messages from the Councils. To have more self-confidence and stop feeling insecure. I just feel like that's a programming or something from a past life, because at our core nature, we are really sure of who we are. So clearing out those miasms, it's a programmed frequency is what I'm hearing for you. So it's something you picked up was this insecurity, and a part of finding your truth and your strength is baby steps, they're saying. So start trusting in yourself a little bit more and more, and just becoming more aware of who you are. And for you, it could be through sound. I'm seeing music and singing and dancing. That really connects you into your frequency. So dancing and singing is a form of meditation also. Really, there's a lot of forms of meditation, but whenever we slow our brain waves, it lets us open up to those other realms. And so that's what they're sharing for you. This high breaking fractals, this is a Vogel cut Star of David. So you can see on the front, and then on the back it's different. And you can find these through my friend's website, which is on my website, Sikarskie.com. The Vogel cut specifically boosts the auric field, and then there's different sizes and different stones. This is actually clear quartz with diachromic glass in the middle, so it gives off the different shimmer and colors. But I also have a really pretty blue one, and then I have a citrine that I wear a lot, and my first one is so sweet. I need to find it. Maybe I'll wear it next time. It's small. It's like half the size, a little clear quartz. But yeah, so you program these and they help your energy to just stay really strong. And they're beautiful too. So I like to wear it because it has two aspects to it. So it's on my website. If you click the link in the bio at Raise the Vibe Tribe, it'll pull you into my website also, or Sikarskie.com. On the homepage at the bottom, you'll see. So let's see. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm seeing the word Merkava with a question mark. Merkava is part of the light body, and when it's activated... Oh, are you asking about this? Yeah. So it's a similar sacred geometrical figure. So 2 tetrahedrons. But yes, so the Merkava is a part of the light body. Let's see. if you're drawn to a particular constellation, I would definitely look into that. It might be that you're from Orion, or you have a team working with you from Orion. So let's see. How can we do more together to not worry about money? Oh, well, yeah, isn't that a big one? That's a really good topic right now. Everything's shifting. The financial, everything is shifting, globally, I would say. So be in the moment now. Just breathe through, focus on the present now, because even many messages coming through recently is like you have to be in the now because everything is shifting. But personally, like this is just personally, I feel like the world is advanced and we're all here who want the success for the most part. I feel like there's more of us here who want a good place to live and a good experience than those that don't. So because of that, I feel like solutions will be made, and we have so many opportunities now with technology and community and coming together. It's hard to hide things. It's a lot harder to hide things than it was before. People could argue that statement, but it's a lot harder than it was in the past. So new systems will be created, and I feel like we'll all be taken care of, but day by day, moment by moment is how we need to flow, and it might definitely be challenging. Absolutely. Like, I do not discount that at all. So keeping a space of love in your heart and community. And on the first, so on YouTube, there's 2 so far, conversations with the Council of Light, and on the first one, Kat asked them about this topic, and they were saying that until the monetary system gets back on track, that will be a lot of community coming together and bartering and trading, and if I have too much of something, I'm going to share with you, that sort of a thing, because we have the resources. It's just about the logistics behind it and accessing those resources. So being in a space of hope is really powerful, and just calm all of your nerves. Like, fear is the virus, right? So fear is a virus, and when we step out of fear, then there's endless possibilities. So we start with ourselves, and then it ripples out into the community. Everything starts in energy, so the more we can harness a frequency that we so choose, then it becomes our reality. So that's what they're talking about for all of you. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Okay, I'm gonna let that one because you made me laugh. But yeah, don't forget we're taken care of by the divine. I'm seeing mirror numbers every hour on that hour. Oh, that's great. That's just a great synchronicity. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, when you start just to see things that can't be artificially created, right? So when we talked at the very beginning about being tracked with the cash and feeling like, oh, this is a synchronicity, and no, you're being tracked online. But seeing numbers at a certain time or waking up at a certain time, these sorts of things are real synchronicities, and that means that you're in your flow. So I always take that as I don't know, just comfort for me, even if I'm having a bad day. In fact, if I'm having a bad day and I see synchronicities, I'm like, okay, it's all good. It's going to be fine. Later, tomorrow, it'll all be okay. So yeah. Oh, well, so you're asking, when you were younger, you used to hear voices that would lead you and guide you through difficult situations, but it stopped. Well, maybe just try and tune in a little bit more by calling them in. So children are very open and to the spirit world and to our guides and our angels. And later on, we become more self-sufficient, I guess, in a way, or we shut those connections down for whatever reason. Some of us will lose that connection, and I did for a while, and then I found it again. But my team that's working with me now, they did work with me as a child, but I also have another guide that I don't work. He's here, but he doesn't talk to me as much. So it's more his energy. So you'll feel that the different spirit guides and angels will come and go based on what you need in that moment, or even your age. Like a child would need a different sense of reassurance than maybe an adult would, or the way that the message comes through. So so meditation can help, or you can start working with a different being. But all of us have those abilities. We're all connected, and it's just remembering how to get back to that connection. So I like that you shared that. Let's see. Is there a significant difference between those with and without past lives? This is my first time here. Oh, well, welcome to planet Earth. So are you saying it's your first time on Earth or on the live? There is a difference. However, it's becoming, as those who have energies and trauma held in the Akashic records, as that clears, because karma is clearing right now, then we'll find that everything's a little bit more similar. So we'll be more on an even playing ground. One of the things with those who have a lot of past lives that they're still clearing is that they can have issues in this life come up. So because that vibration is still in their energy body, they will attract more of this experience until they clear it or resolve it. And we can get into a whole long topic about that. So some karma needs to be resolved and balanced out. But karma doesn't really mean what we think of in the Western world. It's very different. So if it's a trauma or a family, I'm going to call it a glitch. That's what I'm hearing, like a glitch in the energy body. Then that's cleared. And then, I can't begin to tell you how many rebirths I feel like I've had in this life. So as you're meditating and activating and lifting up in Ascension, you're clearing and you're releasing all of that. And when the star beings come in for the first time, they don't have any karma. So you might be clearing some of the ancestral patterns that are in the physical body of your physical family. However, you don't hold karma at a soul level. And so that's the difference, is that those who are still clearing out of that karmic cycle, it'll be a little bit more of a struggle for them. So, I love that. Yeah, sharing with those that feel called to it. The information's really good. Can your guides be the same as your children's guides? I'm hearing yes, particularly if you're from the same soul family. How do you clear past lives? There's many modalities to get there, but essentially once you get to that memory or that point, bringing in light and energy, and for a lot of times when the subconscious mind realizes that it isn't a part of this reality, it clears on its own. So, and star beings that have had multiple lives on Earth can clear. Like, the stronger your light, the easier it is to clear. So star beings have strong light, but so do other beings. So, so that would really help. I will try and save this. I hope it saves. I brought out my other phone. I was going to save the audio just in case, but I hope it saves. In the past, it hasn't been saving. It didn't like 2 weeks ago, but then it's been saving this past week. So, something about okay, I'm just reading this comment about you were told that you would awaken in your adulthood. You're 34 now, and boy, has that gift been calling to me. Oh, good. Yeah, so it's baby steps, right? Little by little. So maybe you'll hear a conversation like this conversation. Maybe you'll have a meditation or an experience really powerful. Maybe you'll have a meditation really powerful and just calm all of your... There is a difference. However, it's becoming... Fear is a virus, and when we step out of fear, then there's endless possibilities. And trauma held in the Akashic records, as that clears, because karma is clearing right now, then we'll find that everything's a little bit more similar. So we'll be more on an even playing ground. One of the things with those who have a lot of past lives that they're still clearing is that they can have issues in this life come up. So because that vibration is still in their energy body, they will attract more of this experience until they clear it or resolve it. And we can get into a whole long topic about that. So some karma needs to be resolved and balanced out. But karma doesn't really mean what we think of in the Western world. It's very different. So if it's a trauma or a family, I'm going to call it a glitch. That's what I'm hearing, like a glitch in the energy body. Then that's cleared. And then, I can't begin to tell you how many rebirths I feel like I've had in this life. So as you're meditating and activating and lifting up in Ascension, you're clearing and you're releasing all of that. And when the star beings come in for the first time, they don't have any karma. So you might be clearing some of the ancestral patterns that are in the physical body of your physical family. However, you don't hold karma at a soul level. And so that's the difference, is that those who are still clearing out of that karmic cycle, it'll be a little bit more of a struggle for them. So, I love that. Yeah, sharing with those that feel called to it. The information's really good. Can your guides be the same as your children's guides? I'm hearing yes, particularly if you're from the same soul family. How do you clear past lives? There's many modalities to get there, but essentially once you get to that memory or that point, bringing in light and energy, and for a lot of times when the subconscious mind realizes that it isn't a part of this reality, it clears on its own. So, and star beings that have had multiple lives on Earth can clear, like, the stronger your light, the easier it is to clear. So star beings have strong light, but so do other beings. So that would really help. I will try and save this. I hope it saves. I brought out my other phone. I was going to save the audio just in case, but I hope it saves. In the past, it hasn't been saving. I mean, it didn't like 2 weeks ago, but then it's been saving this past week. So, something about I'm just reading this comment about you were told that you would awaken in your adulthood. You're 34 now, and boy, has that gift been calling to me. Oh, good. Yeah, so it's baby steps, right? Little by little. So maybe you'll hear a conversation like this conversation. Maybe you'll have a meditation or an experience in life that lifts you up. And little by little, you'll find that you get right back up in those higher realms of creation and realities. Aw, hey, Duke. Messages from your parents, needing to hear from them to know if you're taking the right steps. Oh my gosh, I feel so much love coming in. It's so warm, like I almost could cry. Yeah, they're with you. Yes, it's going to be challenging. They're saying use your head and your heart, or use your head and your heart. Maybe it feels like you slipped a few times, but you're getting back on your path is what I'm feeling. You always get back on. If you know something was off, you get right back on. So hopefully that helps. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. I have less than 2 minutes left, and if I sign off before it kicks me off, better chances that this is saved. But for more conversations and chats and messages from the councils, you can go to YouTube. That's where I put everything. It's YouTube / Amy Sikarskie, or you can find the link on my on my website if you look for it. It's at the top banner, and I'll be back on hopefully more this week, and probably even with Kat we'll be doing a little bit more of a shared, and there you are, Kat, of a shared live together. So all right, friends, have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you all again really soon. Okay, bye.